Good morning. As you can see, I wear glasses, and I know some of you do as well. I wear glasses so I can actually see things better. Otherwise, I can't read words in a book very well or see you very well. And my story today is about a little boy who also can't see very well. His name is Emmett. Well, what's neat about Emmett is he didn't realize that he couldn't see very well. And the funny thing is, nobody else realized it either. You see, Emmett thought everything in the world had fuzzy edges because that's how everything looked to him. And he thought everyone else saw things just like him. Well, his parents soon noticed that he sat very close to the TV when he was watching it, or that he held his book right up in his face when he was reading. They realized Emmett must need glasses. So they took him to the doctor, and sure enough, soon he had a brand new pair of glasses, and he was worried about what his friends might think when he was wearing them. Well, soon as he put those glasses on, all of his worries vanished because, oh my gosh, he could see clearly. The world wasn't fuzzy. He saw leaves on the trees. He saw that he could read his book without it being right in his face. He could see his mama's face clearly from across the room. Emmett could see the world clearly now. Well, you may not have trouble with your eyesight, but all of us have trouble seeing things and understanding things throughout our life. Well, our Bible story today takes place 3 days after Jesus was crucified. And it tells us how some of Jesus' disciples had trouble understanding what they had seen. After he had died, his disciples were so sad. They thought Jesus was gone forever, and they did not know what to do. Well, 2 of Jesus' friends were traveling back home after the crucifixion. And they were very sad, and they had a very long journey. They were traveling back to their village of Emmaus. And during their travels, a stranger joined them. And they didn't recognize him, but they began to tell him all the stories of Jesus. They began to tell him what had happened, what had just happened to Jesus, and why they were so very sad. Well, when they arrived at their home in Emmaus, they asked the stranger, "Come in and have dinner with us. It's been a long journey." And he did. He came in, he sat down with them at their place to eat, and when they broke bread, he prayed over it. And it was just like they had had Emmett's glasses and put them on, and they could see clearly. It wasn't a stranger that was with them. It was, in fact, Jesus. The resurrected Jesus had been with them on the whole journey. He was alive, and they were so excited. As soon as Jesus left them, they ran back to Jerusalem to tell all the other disciples the great news. Jesus is alive. You know, sometimes we're confused and we don't understand what's happening. We don't see things clearly. But when that happens, we need someone to help us. We need someone to answer our questions, to help us understand what's going on. Well, Jesus is the one to do that. Jesus is with us on our journey the whole entire way. We just have to ask Him. We just have to ask Him for help. You see, with Jesus in our lives, with Jesus in our hearts, He will help us to understand that God loves us and is here for us, and that there is nothing to fear. We need to trust in Him because He will help us to make it through the good times and the bad times. He will help us to see things more clearly. Can we say a prayer? Dear God, we are so thankful that as we travel along life's road, Jesus is walking with us. Help us to trust in Him and to ask Him for help when we feel lost or confused. He will help us to understand and see things more clearly. Thank you for the gift of your Son in our lives. In your most precious name we pray. Amen. Y'all have a great week, and I hope to see you soon.